possibility that the fire splayed on the floor and not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir! I'm gonna sell files like you've never seen before, even at a library! So, let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we limit, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? Calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it! Here, let me help! So this file goes here, and that book goes there. You still know a lot about where things go, despite being Mr. Hedgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal, okay? Done! It appeared that the murder was definitely committed here. The blood stains on the bookshelf are still fresh. The victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. The guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor kind of grossed me out. Detective, I have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm no good with blood, sir. There's something wrong with this picture. Is this somehow connected to any of the other evidence I hold? Eureka! That's clearly contradicts and lies. I don't really see what's so wrong with that spy. I don't understand. See, there lies a contradiction. Mr. Edgeworth saw it. It'd be nice if you just made me wherever you want. What? This contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't say? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be more higher up. But the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir. That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. That means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective! In that case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. It was from this mistake that our contradiction was born. Was the faulty assumption that caused the problem with the bullet hole's position? I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh? Yeah! See here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What is the string all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. The numbers are out of order. Those right finders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. From this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Ah, that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Okay to pump the body back up how it was before it was moved. Finish processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. I went through my files first before shooting Mr. Fate. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly. And then proceed to shoot the victim. Why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were furnished this way twice. Once before and once after the crime. But why? At the time of the murder, time to give it another look. This? What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Sir, help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words. They're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it! I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Ooh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Alright, first I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I present the piece of contradiction. But it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in that testimony every time, right? Correct, and at those times I need to press the witness more. Sometimes by pressing them, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too. Very well. I will show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. It would be by his final words that you would be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's words and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic. Expose it with the credible evidence. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Thanks to that, you didn't notice his body was hiding.
Objection!
Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there was a serious flaw in your logic. Bring in a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Oh, that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. You have the time to laugh, and you have the time to take another closer look at this. You still not see? If not, maybe I may direct your attention to the missing file. What? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters and the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and there's only half an H. Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case. I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood! What exactly? What does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You see, I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. You win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everything's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. What is this time? Are you still after me, pal? Hear me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. Mr. Edsup just proved that I'm innocent, pal. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Well, I was thinking, did you know there was one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there? Yes, sir! What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Personal witness? Security? Did you say security? No! Stop it, pal! Don't! What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Byrde, a member of security. Gumshoe saw Maggie? Miss Byrde is the security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? You are not guilty party, Detective Gumshoe. And the only other person with access to this room is Miss Byrde. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right. I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. Yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. And for one simple reason. It's pretty obvious that Miss Byrde snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Byrde as our prime suspect. On top of that, Rich, she knows how good Detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key? Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then. This is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Byrde who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Miss Postman to give me more detail is to press him. It's pretty obvious that Miss Byrde snuck into your room using the master key. Hold it! Are you sure Miss Byrde is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at the time of night, and tonight sees it. Isn't that right, Miss Byrde? That's, true, but I was able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What? Unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal! You can't really trust her not to tell lies, plus I hate wasting time. Can I hear Miss Byrde out? Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Byrde has to say. Did I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Byrde, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Postman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir. Objection! If that's the case, then I'd like to know, why do you have the master key now? I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal. Trust me. You don't want to test us how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Do you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for bringing it to Mr. Edgeworth's office. Well, motive. Did we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Postman said, detective. Can't ignore the facts that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counter attack with a few facts of my own. Attempt from the mess up self, so I've done safe, I'd say thievery.
Objection!
Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Byrde was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. The existence of which is only private to prosecutors. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But he couldn't have found it by accident unless he was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then I'm proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Of course, that's why. What made you? What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable, conjoined twins. That's what I told him. I put him in on the secret safes. And that means... Yeah, I know. I'd only just told him, too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it. The thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. The victim was the thief? And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Byrde. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had someone upon Jim who had probably drawn his gun. You get it? It was self-defense, wasn't it? No! I couldn't! I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard saw. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to his office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah! Would it be possible for a supposedly stolen key to be here first, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him? Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Then I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out! This is Mr. Edgeworth's office! But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. There are suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run the show. Listen, pal! How many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit! Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir... We have no choice but to accommodate his request, for now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Madam, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Don't disappoint me, you hear?